Okay, this is a commentary response rant or whatever you want to call it on that video on World Star Hip Hop about how that dude put his hands on his mom knocking her out. Okay, first things first. I don't care what the situation was, whose fault it was, whatever. You don't put your hands on a woman, much less your mother. If I had my way, if I was the judge and y'all came in my courtroom and I had creative sentencing, which means I can sentence you any way I want to, number one, I'd have your hands cut off, I'd have your penis cut off, and I have one of your ears cut off. In fact, to be more sadistic with it, because that's what you were to your mother when you knocked her out. You were sadistic. You took pleasure in causing pain to the woman that had to go through pain to bring you into this world, to give you life. Since you want to be sadistic toward her, I'm gonna be sadistic towards you. You're gonna choose what ear they gonna cut off, left or the right. Number two, to the dude that was videotaping it on the cell phone, talking about that quote, that bitch got knocked out. Well, what if that bitch was your auntie? What if that bitch was your mom? What if that bitch was your grandmother? Number three, as something more important, number three, as someone who was raised by their mother as a single parent for just about all my life, shout out to Mary Diane Williams, I was highly offended. Highly offended. When I saw that, it felt like it was my mom. And people like that have no spine. To the dude that hit his mom, and to the dude that was videotaping it, acting like he couldn't do nothing, like he got pleasure out of that, like he got, like that was like his laugh of the day. Like, you couldn't press 4 buttons, give like at least 3 sentences to the operator telling what happened, who did what, and where to send the police car or the ambulance, because this lady over here looks like she got hurt real bad. You couldn't do that. You soft. In fact, y'all should be cellmates together when y'all go to prison. If y'all were to go to prison, I make y'all be cellmates. Then we'll see who's the giver and who's the taker, if you know what I mean. Number 4, you don't ever put your hands on your mom. If I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. You don't put your hands on your mom. Period. You could have been a man and walked off and cooled off. And chances are that some apologies would have been said and all this other stuff. And all that other stuff. But you put your hands on your mom. If I had done that, if I put my hands on my mom would have got on the phone, called my Uncle Lee. He would have came over to the house, beat my ass. Then he would have left. Then my mom would have called my dad. He would have got on the plane to California, where we used to live at when I was going to high school. He would have got me on the plane with him, took me back to Ohio, told me to go in the back of my grandparents' farm, would have called my uncles, all my uncles, Marvin, Michael, Gerald, Lloyd, who else? And they called all my uncles, all my cousins, and they would have took turns beating my ass. Because that's one thing you don't do, is put your hands on your mom. I'm gonna say it again. Let me say it again. You don't put your hands on your mom. You don't put your hands on your mom. You don't put your hands on your mom. Back in the biblical days, if you'd have did that, they'd have took you to the mountains. It would have been like your dad would have took you to the mountains, and he'd been carrying a knife, and he will be the one, and your dad will be the one coming back off that mountain, because he would have stabbed you, buried you, and been like, don't worry about it, honey. He won't ever do it again. Straight up. That's atrocious. That's atrocious what you did, man. Talking about, and plus you gonna have the audacity to say I hit it with that one-hitter quitter. That's nothing to be proud about. You talking like you the heavyweight champ of the world. You heavyweight champ of what? Being a bitch? For knocking out your mom? Your mom, dude? Come on, man. Come on, man. I know somebody I know you got common sense. Well, obviously not, because also in the video I saw you sagging. Sagging's a no-no. And it's people like you in school that get all the popularity. Pieces of shit like you. In my opinion, I really despise racists, rapists, and people that do harm to women. People like that, to me, are between stepped on cockroaches and the white stuff that builds up in the corners of your mouth when your mouth gets dry and you need something to drink. You're low to me. And I don't care if you do watch this video. You are trash to me. You are soft to me. You're not even a bitch to me. You are lower than that. You are slop to me. In fact, you're shit to me. You're poo-poo to me. You are the lowest form of life. And that's all I got to say. Shout out to all my kids, all my latchkey kids, people that was raised by their parent, raised by that single parent, by their mother, raised by their single mom, who would never think about who would never ever. Yeah, I've gotten thoughts like that, but I would never, as God is my witness, I would never ever in life act on it, because I know what my mom went through to get me here. My mom nearly died giving me life, bringing me in this world, bringing me into Cleveland, Ohio, Mount Sinai Hospital, October 16, 1987. All them hours of labor just for me so I can get bigger, get big, get tall, and knock her out. That's not cool. That's not. Pieces of crap like you are just foul, dirty, ghetto. And that little punk with the talking about you getting money. If you get so much money, afford some better liquor. In fact, get a cell phone wrap that's a man's color. Not no hot pink. Talking about you getting money. Talk about looking like look like a pretty boy. Yeah, you pretty moist. That's what you are. You pretty moist. For those of y'all that don't know, moist mean kind of sweet. And not saying nothing against homosexuals, but homosexuals look at him and say he's a quote messy faggot. And that's all I got to say, man.